Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane.
What is going on, guys? My name is 4G. So today I wanted to make a different type of video, a video that I don't usually make on this channel, and that is the fact that we are making a tier list video for one, and for two, I want to start streaming soon and I want to do it with a face cam, so I'm getting used to it by having a face cam in this video. So the angle might not be perfect because it's the best I can do currently, but regardless, I wanted to make a tier list video on every single Fortnite season from worst to best, so we're going to do that in this video. So really quickly, if you guys do enjoy this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. If you are new here and you like Fortnite videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and yeah, let's jump right into the video. For the first season, of course, Chapter 1, Season 1. I have to put it here. Have to. I know it was a very fun time because the game was fresh and everything. If you really look at it, there was not much content at the time. There was only a couple POIs on the map. There was nothing really added all that much. And I do have to compare it to all of these other seasons. And so that's why I have to put it here. It was not a bad season by any means, but if you were to play it nowadays, I feel like it would be really boring. I mean, it would be nice for a while because you get to play on that old map and play the old build of the game. That would be fun. But for, you know, the long term, I don't think this would be the best season to be playing. So, Chapter 2, Chapter 1, Season 2. I don't know why I keep calling everything Chapter 2. I don't... Anyway, great. It was a great season because it not only introduced the Battle Pass system, but this season added the first Battle Pass and only went up to 70 tiers instead of 100, but it still had a couple skins that were pretty great, a couple items like the AC/DC pickaxe, so a whole bunch of things that were great. Not to mention we got the first Christmas update, so we have that. Then we also have the Tilted Towers update, the Shifty Shafts, Junk Junction, Haunted Hills. I almost said Holly Hedges for some reason. It's a whole bunch of different POIs, probably one I'm not remembering for some reason right now, but they added an absolute ton of POIs in the mid-season update for this season. So it was definitely a great season because of that. But moving on to Season 3, I'm going to have to put this at good. It didn't do anything that fantastic in my opinion, but it also didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't a bad season, it was a fun season. They added a lot of things. It had a decent battle pass like the Elite Agent, the John Wick skin, and the Dark Voyager. Other skins I'm not really too much of a fan of. I don't really care for, but there was a lot of good within this season. It was like when the peak of Fortnite really began. Well, technically the peak was Season 5 based off of Google Trends. I don't know how much that's good for, but based off Google Trends, Season 5 was the peak, and Season 3 was great though. It had the guided missile added, the heavy shotgun, the porta-fort. That's all I can remember off the top of my head, but there was a whole bunch of things that they added. They kept the season fresh, and it was a good time for Fortnite for sure. But it wasn't the best, like I said. Season 4, moving on, where is it? Here we go. I'm going to also put it in good. It was a great season, or a good season, I guess, in this case, because it had a decent battle pass. It had brand new, for the very first time, unlockable and progressible styles for the two different superhero skins, or the main superhero skins, Carbide and Omega skins. Very cool thing that they added. So I don't know why I hated on this back in the day. I really don't know. The Battle Pass was great. We got the very first event ever with the rocket event. That was honestly insane to see because it's not something we were used to at all from any game whatsoever. Definitely a great time for Fortnite. They added the drum gun. I mean, that was kind of broken back then, but it was still a fun weapon to use either way, even if it was kind of broken. Good time for Fortnite for sure. Moving on to the, Season 5, I have to put it up here. I know that the SMG meta was kind of broken back then, it really was. But there was so much good going for this season as well, such as the amazing Battle Pass skins. I'm not even just saying that because Sunstrider's in it. Like, just in general, Drift and Ragnarok were such cool skins. The Redline skin, Sledgehammer, Rook, so many good skins. There's another skin that was tier 1. I've never been a fan of that. That's the only one that I was not a huge fan of, but other than that, every other skin is pretty good, and we got a ton of content. The Heavy Sniper was added, the P90, even though it was broken at the time. They fixed it though, luckily, well, for the most part. It's still kind of obnoxious to use, but it's whatever. It's not broken nowadays though, by any means, especially compared to how it was, and it was just a fun time. We got the desert biome added. For the very first time, we got a brand new biome, so it was insane, and it was just so good. It was just so much fun. It was peak Fortnite for me personally, and it's also when I started making YouTube videos again for, you know, because I took a long break and I got into making Fortnite videos. Definitely loved it. Fantastic season. Let's move on. So Season 6. I'm gonna put it down here. It's not amazing, it's not horrible, it's not even just meh. It's pretty good. I like this season. It has some great Fortnite or Halloween vibes to it, especially that one music pack that they had, the Halloween themed music pack in the Battle Pass. I gotta say that's a really great music pack, and it definitely has some great Halloween vibes, especially when they changed the Fortnite lobby screen and it was like an actual, like a haunted house behind. That was so cool. And we had quad crashers added. The battle pass was alright. The calamity skin and dust skin were pretty cool, and the dire skin was honestly, at the time before everyone started using it, I thought it was a really cool skin. All around a decent season, and yeah, let's move on though. Nothing too special there. Season 7, where do we put it? I'm gonna put it in good. I'm gonna put it in good because of the fact that this season, while it wasn't the best season, it was a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, lanes at the time really ruined it for a lot of people. I remember so many people complaining about it, including myself, but they eventually nerfed it. I don't know why they nerfed it at the very last update for the season, just for them to remove it in Season 8 anyways, but either way, it was nerfed. They were not that bad because you couldn't crash into people's builds anymore, which was the main issue with it, and because of that, I mean, it was just a fun season. It was also the season that they added creative mode. It had a decent battle pass, and all around, it was a really good season for sure. Creative mode is buggy at the time, but as we know, currently it is a big thing for Fortnite for sure nowadays. Next, we have Season 8, which I never thought I'd put it up here, but I'm gonna put it up here anyways because of things like the boom bow. The map was amazing, probably the best map we ever had, and the flint-knock pistol, which was such a cool thing as well. Now, the boom bow was broken, but it was a lot of fun. Just being able to beam people a mile away with that thing, it was just great. And then also the map was so awesome too. We got Lazy Lagoon, which was just cool. It's the pirate ship with a big lake now that they never had before. It just added to it. The jungle biome was added. It was the first map we had the jungle biome, the desert biome, and the snow biome all together. Not to mention that it also had Tilted Towers and Retail Row, which is something we did not see ever again. I mean, yeah, Retail Row was added back in Season X, but it was not, we never had the real Tilted Towers back since Season 8, and we had the jungle biome, all that stuff, all the biomes. It was just a big variety of awesome stuff, and yeah, just the best map, and because of that map, we're gonna put it up here. Also, the World Cup was going on, and it was a lot of fun to play in those qualifiers. Even if I was nowhere near good enough to actually be able to qualify, I still did decently, and it was still a lot of fun to play. Moving on to Season 9. I didn't mean to put in bad, but meh. I don't think any Chapter 1 season is bad, honestly. But it's definitely not great. It's not a good season. It was just kind of boring. It was the first time I did not like any of the Battle Pass skins except for Demi. Demi was the only one that I thought was good. Other than that, not a huge fan of any of them. The event was cool. Another thing I'll say that Neo Tilted wasn't a fan of. It looked really cool, but it wasn't really practical. I guess the slipstreams were fun, but I feel like now the current season of Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 8 does slipstreams way better, where they're not all going around the entire map, making it incredibly easy to get third-partied. But yeah, let's move on to Season X. So we are gonna put this in great. It's not as good. It's not equivalent to Chapter 1 Season 2. But it is still a pretty good season, and honestly, it is great. Now, you're probably thinking, how are you going to put it up in great and above all these other seasons? You're probably thinking something like that. It's Season X. It's the most hated season ever. And that's only because of one thing, and that's mechs and probably junk rifts, which were only made because it needed to counter the mech. That's really the only reason that the junk rift existed. It's the only thing. So if the mech and the junk rift didn't exist, what would you have in Season X? We would have a whole bunch of new content and POIs, and I think the only thing annoying would be like the taco time stuff, and even that was not that bad, especially like the Retail Row zombies and stuff like that. You could farm them up for the best loot ever pretty much, and it was just a good time. It had constant weekly map changes, constant weekly new items that they added every single week pretty much. And it was the last season that we got patch notes, which is another thing I'll have to complain about when we get to the Chapter 2 season in a second. So yeah, Season X, great season. If you move past the mechs, probably one of the best seasons we'll ever have, honestly. I don't think they'll ever make constant map changes like we ever saw back then. That was just insane. But anyways, Chapter 2 Season 1. I'm gonna put it in meh. Originally I wanted to put in bad, but it's not that terrible. It's not that great either, but it was really boring. It was like 4 seasons long, and there was no content updates. They removed patch notes for some reason. I don't know why still. I will say there is one good thing about this. We had the Christmas event that was really cool, the crack shot house you could go into and then get a present every single day. That was really cool. We got some free skins off of that, free items. Definitely something I would like to see in the future, but other than that, this season was just bland. The battle pass was alright. It was fun for about a month or two playing on a brand new map, but after that it quickly got stale, and that's just how it is. But moving on to the most beloved season for some reason, I'm gonna have to put it down here. There's probably a lot of people who would absolutely hate me for putting it here, but I don't understand why people absolutely praise this season. This season was not great. First of all, it was delayed twice, and they added like nothing new during the delay period, so it was just a terrible time for Fortnite, in my opinion. It was just boring. The only good things about this season, I will say the good things, alright? Maya, which was a cool customizable skin for the very first time. Well, not for the very first time, but I mean a customizable skin in the battle pass. It could have been better though with making it so that you can actually change the armor and stuff after you already did it. It wasn't a permanent thing, doing something like that. Then also the events were pretty good. The Travis Scott event, probably one of the best concerts we've done, and then also had the device event, pretty cool there. Flooded the map, so we had that water storm for a while that was just completely flooded with water. That was awesome, I gotta say that stuff. But other than that, we had the Midas drum gun. You remember that? Remember getting beamed by that by someone who at the time there was broken aim assist. Like nowadays they kind of aim assist, I mean, I still complain about it, but it's nowhere near as bad as what it was back then. Back then it was actually broken. People would L2 spam and it was chaos, especially if you used the Midas mythic drum gun. So all around, just that. Henchmen were added, wasn't a fan of that, wasn't great, so we're gonna move on. It was not a good season in my opinion, and I just don't understand why it was so praised. I don't understand that. But moving on, we're gonna put this up here actually. I was gonna put this in good, but I think this is a really good season, honestly. It was a lot of fun, and it had a decent battle pass. I liked it. The Jewel skin, the Ocean skin, the Eternal Night, and just some great skins overall. I had a lot of fun. The fact that the map completely flooded was awesome, and I mean, it was a short season. It made you want more, basically, rather than completely just boring me to death like the season before that. So yeah, other than Marauders, definitely a great season, and they did everything with the mythics and the vault system a little bit better. Like the Chug Jug was not broken. It was a lot of fun to use, and I mean, it was a utility item. It wasn't just a slightly better version of something that already is in the game, you know, like the mythic scar for an example. But anyways, moving on, season 4. That's where I'll put it. This is the only season I think is so bad. And when you're looking at the actual meta of the season and everything, it wasn't that bad. The Spaz was back, the Spaz shotgun, the pump or whatever. It was great. It was fun. But, and we've got the Tony Stark thing, which wasn't that bad, but it wasn't good. I don't think they should ever make another collab season. I don't even like, personally, them putting collabs in the Battle Pass. I think it kind of just takes away from the soul of Fortnite, I guess, a little bit. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't feel as exciting as having original unique skins. I know a lot of people would disagree with that, and that's fine. I just personally feel like they should either just leave it in the item shop or not do it at all. Definitely not an entire season with mythics that are all based around superpowers, POIs that are all based around some Marvel stuff. And this is coming from someone who likes Marvel stuff in Fortnite, though. I just do not like that in Fortnite. Really negative. Not to mention Fortnite Nightmares was terrible. It was terrible. Had some cool items you get for free, but other than that, it was terrible. It really was. Having, you could eliminate people and they would come back as ghosts and hunt you down. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. I didn't even play the game for a couple of weeks until that was gone, because that was just so terrible. But anyways, it's not all negative. Season 5. I'm gonna put this here. I really liked the theme of it. I really liked the, I mean, other than the fact that this was all collabs as well, but other than that, the 0 point was the main focus of it, and I thought that was really cool. The cinematics, the story behind it was really interesting. The Battle Pass was probably the worst Battle Pass we've ever had, in my opinion. I don't really like any of the skins, which is the first since Season 9, but Season 9, I at least liked one skin. I don't like any of the skins of the Season 5 Battle Pass, for being completely real. Looking past that, we got some cool map changes, like the sand. We have the Salty Towers POI that was added. We have the Coliseum. It was pretty cool, and then we had you could like burrow under the sand and move around under the sand that was in the middle of the map, and the 0 point was just completely exposed in the middle of the map. You could see it from the entire map. That was just a really cool season because of that, but it wasn't the most fun. They also vaulted the pump, so I have to put it down here. Moving on, Primal. I don't know where to put it because the makeshift stuff was kind of horrible. It was just, if you had a makeshift shotgun against someone who had a green pump, even a green pump, you're probably gonna lose, because the makeshift shotgun was just that bad. And I know they buffed it a little bit, but at that point it's like, just remove it. It shouldn't be a thing. The crafting system was a little bit tedious. It was kind of cool, but it got a little tedious, just farming cars all the time, and I don't know, it wasn't great. But the battle pass was amazing. Probably one of the best battle passes we've gotten in Chapter 2. And maybe it could even compete with a couple Chapter 1 seasons too. It was just that good. Lara Croft, Raven, Agent Jonesy, Raz or Roz, however you want to pronounce that. Definitely a really great battle pass. But the theme itself was just, you know, I don't know. I liked also that they added animals around the map. That was kind of cool. It gives the map a little bit more character. But yeah, definitely not. I can't put in great, and I can't put in meh either. I don't know. I know a lot of people would probably say here, from what I've heard. But I have to put it somewhere that I find would be decent. Season 7. It was a good season. I enjoyed it. Battle Pass wasn't that great. The map changes weren't that great, but the content itself throughout the season was just a lot of fun, and the theme itself was really cool. Not to mention the event, even though it was a little misleading, making it seem like the entire map got destroyed pretty much. It was still a great event, and it was still a great season all around. And yeah, we did get clickbaited about Tilted, but maybe that's more of a, you know, they're hinting towards it being added in a future season, and they just wanted to throw it in a few seasons early. Who knows? Maybe things changed and they just wanted to delay it a little bit. Who knows what's going to happen with that? But regardless, that's where I would put it. It was fun. We got the inflatable, definitely a great item. And then we have this season. I don't know if it's fair. This could change for sure. Actually, this could change for a lot of things. All these seasons could completely mix and match. Like, I could completely change them in the future. My opinion might change drastically. Like, Season 8 used to be a meh season to me, but now looking back on it, I had a lot of fun and just enjoyed it a lot. So I just, thinking back on it, it was pretty decent. Here, it's either here or here, okay? It is pretty equivalent to Season 7 so far. I don't know. I just feel like it has a good battle pass, a much better battle pass than Season 7. The map changes are pretty poor again, but other than that, it's a fun season. They added a lot of cool stuff, but I don't know. I'm gonna put in good for now because I don't know where to put it exactly, because of the fact that this season is just brand new. It just came out, of course, like a week ago, so I don't really know. But regardless, that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed, a like would be greatly appreciated. If you are new here and you like Fortnite videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And lastly, if you guys would like to support me, make sure to use code YouTube. It's 4G in the Fortnite item shop. I do get a small portion of that sale if you do use my code. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.